Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke test.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. Tonight, we'll get into a record-breaking Memorial Day weekend at the box office. Plus, guess what? Marvel's reshooting stuff again. That's not good for them. And we've got the Sweeney Spot and other stuff. All that and more tonight on State of the Atmosphere.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and as usual, I've got my compadres with me, starting with Knock. He was away last week. He was seeing Breaking Benjamin, and I think the opening act was Stained. Is that correct?
It was, yeah. There was a couple opening bands as well, but the first time I'd seen them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. It rained, but luckily we were underneath the, I don't know what you would call it, large awning or whatever.
Yeah.
So didn't get rained on very much, except when we went to go out to go to the bathroom. So not too bad. Great seats and good show.
That's cool, man. Very cool. It's always good to go to see one of your favorite bands and have a good time. John, how are you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, it's good to see you, dude. Jed, are you awake?
Yeah.
Somebody get that man some coffee. I've got some.
I already got a drink here, so.
Okay, brother.
Me up, like,
glad to see you here, man. Glad to see you here.
And not alcohol, but a good drink to wake me up.
Yeah.
Natural.
You don't. You're not a drinker. I knew that.
The only time I drink is when we do the cocktail lounge or whatever show.
Right.
So
yeah.
The only time.
All right. Well, Vince was the first one in tonight. He says hi ho, all you nerds and nerdettes out there, and of course the fair Miss Revenwolf is here. She says hi. My air conditioner is broke, so I'm sitting in front of fans and stuff. There you go, girl. Very good. Vince is saying OnlyFans? Nah, I don't think she does OnlyFans, man. I don't do anything like that. Let's see what else. Who else is in here? Christian Delorme is here. He says, bonjour, everybody. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you, Christian. It's always good to see you. What a handsome cast of characters, he says. Yes, very cool. Well, thank you. I don't know how the other three are looking right now, but you know, I look old. But anyway,
yeah, I'll show you how I look right here.
There's John. There's John.
Gel
That's
out of
how
my
I-
hair.
And there's Jed.
That's
Nice.
how I look right now.
I don't know. My camera, hang on. Let's see.
That's the reason why I made it fake
Yeah,
like
there we go.
this.
Hey.
Dude, you got a fresh haircut and everything. Look
I
at you.
did, yes. I still need a different camera, though.
Yeah.
Oh
need a
yeah, I
different
did
one,
miss
too.
her. She's in here, isn't she? Hang on a second. Let me scroll up here and find it. There she is, the fair Juliet from over there in Great Britain. Good to see
Yeah.
you. Good to see you.
That's
Still
how I
good
look right
evening to
now.
all of us.
Okay.
That's right.
That's-
Thanks, Vince. I appreciate it. Vince is the best wrench in the world. He makes sure nobody's
That's the
left
best
out.
picture of Jed I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's
I've been
see.
I'm in camp a lot. This,
Yeah.
Oh, now I can see him. Dang it! That
Yeah.
it was perfect when it was just a black screen.
See, that's perfect right there.
You're good. You're good. Okay, guys. Well, let's get started. You know how we start this off? We got to get into the pop culture update, boys and girls. So let's go ahead and get to it.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
And of course, we always start with the box office, and it was a record box office. So I've got an article, a few articles about this, but just looking at the numbers, Lilo and Stitch knocked it out of the park as we knew it would. Didn't quite hit 200 million domestically. It did make 182 million in the 4-day run. There, well, actually, what 4.5 Thursdays, about half a day worth of theater. Don't they start previews at like 7 p.m. something like that? I'm not sure. But they get about
Only,
half a day on
not
the
that
Thursday.
impressive.
Huh?
Only 182. It's nothing impressive.
Nothing impressive. No. I mean, no, I thought maybe it might make 200 because of it being a 4-day weekend and everything. Or
In one
3-day
weekend,
weekend.
in one weekend, it beat Snow White. That's good.
Right.
enough.
Yeah, no shit. The entire run. Let's see. Mission Impossible did 79 million. Of course, we all knew it was not going to beat Lilo and Stitch. That's a pretty good number for them starting off. Final Destination made a bunch this weekend. Thunderbolts did half of what they did, and Sinners is still in double digits, boys and girls. Wow,
I feel like that one's getting. I feel like that one's getting word of mouth. Actually.
big time,
It
big
is.
word of mouth.
And I'm glad Final Destinations is getting,
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about all of them.
Yeah,
Lilo and Stitch shows up record 182 million at Memorial Day box office. Mission Impossible nabs series best 79 million. The two films delivered the biggest Memorial Day picnic in history at the box office, while Lilo supplanted Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick as the holiday's top opener of all time, among numerous other feats. So yeah, we knew this one was going to be big for Disney. Knock, you were telling me something about some people were commenting that they didn't like the end of it or something.
Yeah, Kate. It's funny because Kate mentioned it as well. I heard the ending wasn't well. Like, yeah. So
it was shit.
and keep in mind, folks, that I don't know if any of us outside of maybe Jed has watched the movie.
Yeah, I watched it already. So
Yeah,
well,
okay.
I'm talking about the animated stuff. So I don't know the lore.
Oh, I watched both. Right,
so my understanding is the key word has been Ohana, I believe.
Yeah.
Or Ohana, I guess.
Ohana,
Ohana, that's their version of family, I guess, or
Mhm.
something like that. Leave no one behind is what I've been hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, at the end of this movie, the older sister, or whatever you want to call her, leaves the young one behind. And they go to America. Left her behind.
Sister at the end.
Oops.
Like and again, I don't know much about the cartoon, but I think it's something about the government coming after them and whatever. And
No,
in this case, more to get the alien than anything else. But
yeah,
still.
it was all to do with Stitch, and Stitch goes into this thing where Ohana means family, you don't leave family, and all this other shit. And then you go into another thing where she goes, they even imply it at the beginning and other stuff, and then and Stitch goes, "This is my family. I want to stay with them." And the lady that they brought, they switched up a ton of shit in this movie. But he goes and just at the end, she goes, they hug, and all of a sudden you see her. She it was just, I was so frustrated by that.
Yeah, here there's an end title card that says Lilo and Stitch will return in Moana 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah, Kate, because
And apparently there was a bad guy that didn't exist or was cut out of here that made a lot of people mad.
The guy that's a shark, and nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
So
and this is a weird one. People were mad that an alien didn't cross-dress. I was very weirded out about that one.
Okay, so because in the original Lilo and Stitch, that's how he had his form. Gentoo is
Right, so he had lore as a cross-dresser because he didn't cross-dress in this movie.
He actually fit back then. Remember when this movie came out?
Joe? You
Yeah,
hear him?
that's
You
the
hear how
whole
he's
thing.
defending this? Because it's lore, it's okay to cross-dress, guys.
Damn it.
You hear to hear first,
Whoa,
folks.
whoa.
According to Jed, in lore, if it's built into the lore, it's okay to cross-dress. Nothing original anymore that comes out can't have cross-dressing. But if it was a young, pure children's book or movie and they're cross-dressing, it's okay. That's what I'm learning about you, Jed.
So basically what you're saying is Jed's into furries and cross-dressing.
No.
Only if they're properly lured.
No, you gotta forget what year this came out at, too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This came out in the 90s where we didn't have any of that bullshit yet.
Nah, it wasn't any of that crap at all. It was the time of the bird cage and everybody.
Dude,
yeah, they got along with.
all my friends and me went to go see the Birdcage when it first came out because Nathan Lane and Robin Williams were hilarious.
That's back when we could laugh at each other, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it's just dude.
So you're saying cross-dressing has changed.
No, it's the attitude towards
it's the
towards
politics and shit.
This is the it's ma'am era. No.
Yeah, basically.
It's ma'am.
But anyway,
before we get off the box office, one little tidbit about Sinners box office.
Yeah.
It has now made more than the entire Conjuring series has.
That's
good.
He was coming to it, John. Way to not let him get to it, John.
You're giving out spoilers in my articles, but that's fine, John. That's fine.
Sorry.
It's cool. It's cool. Sinners
He was
has
itching on that
passed almost every Conjuring movie. The only one it hasn't is The Nun. It's the that's
and
the
that
only
was
one.
a crappy one, man. I was like,
yeah, right. Well, it's made the most.
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to catch me up on. I don't understand. Is Conjuring a series?
It is. Yes, it is the most popular horror series of the last decade, man. It's.
So these are all related.
What's that?
These are all related.
Yes, they're all
they're
part
all
of
the
a universe.
This is the Conjuring, the CU.
The
Conjuring
CU.
universe?
There you
Okay,
go.
all
The
right.
Conjuring universe.
I can accept
Conjuring,
that.
the
I
Nun,
don't know.
Annabelle.
I don't watch horror, so this is news to me. So I'm fine with that. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I like it.
What you've got is you've got the Conjuring movies, then you've got Annabelle, which is about a haunted doll, and then you've got The Nun. They've made 2 Nun movies, so yeah,
okay.
it's all part of the universe.
But
you're right. What you said earlier. I'm sorry, John. Go ahead. What?
The Nun and Annabelle are both spin-offs of The Conjuring.
Right. That and what I was gonna say was you nailed it right on the head, Knock. I mean, we saw the trailer for this and didn't know what the hell it was about. Didn't know. You couldn't tell from the trailer what it was.
That's the reason
we
why
didn't know if they were
that
fighting
trailer.
demons or zombies or what. We just knew they were stuck in a barn, right?
Yeah, I said either demons or vampires, and I was kind of right.
I don't know. I'm not going to go to the movies to see it, but I am kind of interested in it, and it has nothing to do with Haley Steinfeld spitting in someone else's mouth. Like, it has nothing to do with that.
Come on,
I'm just saying. But I you know what? I need some 1935, man. I need some old school vibe.
It is a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Well, what I was going to talk
It might
about
be a night.
here-
It might be a Christmas movie. It might be a Halloween movie for me.
Right, definitely. I mean, look, this time
Or
of
maybe the whole
year, I'm
Conjuring.
not really into the horror stuff, but it's
Right.
huge right now. I mean, look at this Final Destination. Final Destination
That I actually
Bloodlines
kinda do
box
wanna see.
office breaks the horror franchise's 16-year highest grossing record. I mean, this is crazy how much that movie's making. I mean, we're
nephew never
how
heard
many
of it.
movies in now? I mean, I guess this is the 6th one, and I mean, it's made 189 million. It looks like it's made more than all the rest of them worldwide, anyway.
My nephew had never heard of the Final Destination saga.
Mhm.
And I had to tell him about it. I was like, listen, there's a reason why a lot of people won't drive behind a log truck.
Right? No,
There's a new fear now.
right?
Fucking the glass floor now. I heard a lot.
Right,
of
the
people
glass
say-
floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people are
It's
like,
going to be
"I'm
hard
never
pressed to go have dinner at the Space Needle, right? Up in
Yeah, yeah.
Seattle.
There was
Go
a
back to
place-
Sinners for a second. Something just occurred to me.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's From Dusk Till Dawn.
Wait a
Right,
second. I
Sinners?
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sinners
Yeah,
is
that's
basically From Dusk Till Dawn.
that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what I thought of when
so
I
it's a
heard about it.
prequel to Dusk Till Dawn, basically.
One of my favorite lore about that is Quentin Tarantino was saying how the drinking of the wine off of Salma Hayek's foot, coming down, pouring it down her leg into his mouth. He said that was very integral to the story.
No. Homeboy just wanted
Gotta be.
That cracked me
Let's
up.
be honest. It's Selma Hayek, okay?
Well, sometimes they say you can't make stuff up. Check this out, guys. Some people in Argentina got the shit scared out of them when movie theater ceiling collapses during the Final Destination Bloodline screening. Now,
new fear unlocked now.
Right?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Talk about a movie and feel around. Here it is, right? Shit. But anyway, it doesn't say anything about anybody being killed. About 40 people were in the viewing. It's bizarre that happened during a showing. A really loud noise was heard. 29-year-old Valender, who went to the screening on a whim with her 11-year-old daughter and a friend, told the outlet in Spanish. At first, we thought it was a part of the movie because we were so engrossed. But immediately after, a piece of rubble fell on me. Wow, it didn't hit me. Hit my head because I was slightly leaning over the armrests. Wow, sounds like she dodged a bullet from
Didn't hit
death.
me until later.
You know what I'm saying? Wow, man, that's crazy. But yeah, look,
Now she's got to watch her back forever.
horror is doing well these days. Look, I just saw an ad the other night for a new show that's coming on HBO.
It's a series I'll never watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, my brother's a big fan of
Never
this
gonna
book.
get it.
It's his
Never
favorite
gonna
Stephen King book.
I'm not
and,
going to watch that.
I still haven't seen the movies yet.
I haven't
Um,
either. I have no plans to.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like Knock. I have no plans to.
Or
see.
Eyes of the Dragon, depending on how I feel at the moment.
Yeah. Well, my favorite book he ever wrote was The Stand. That's mine. But-
Yes, I agree with the Stand.
What's up, E-Play?
The Shining and the Stand are my two favorite books from him, and I think Needful Things would be third, maybe. So.
Yeah. But apparently, this is going to follow the events in the 60s, the time leading up to the events of the first film. So, yeah, there it is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, horror is doing pretty well these days. It's making a lot of money at the box office. That's for damn sure.
Well,
I did
being
want to look
produced.
real quick and see how Minecraft did. Let's look at that real quick because that's still trying to inch. It didn't quite make it. 2 million. Let's see what the worldwide is right now for that one. I don't think it's going to make it, guys.
Nope.
I don't think it is.
Nope.
It's still got 59 million to go to get
Nah,
those
it'll-
ratings.
it'll
Twice,
probably
it's
push over
still
with
twice
the DVD sales, so that's better.
the biggest opening of a Marvel movie this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it looks like right now for Minecraft. But yeah, what a lot of people went to the movies. I went and saw 2 movies this weekend. Saturday, I went and saw the one that came in 6th from Angel Studios. Dallas has a membership to their streaming service, and apparently you get free movie tickets if you buy for a year from them.
Yeah.
And he got us tickets to go. I took my mother to the movie theater. Took her to go see The Last Rodeo with Neil. What's his last?
Neil McDonough.
McDonough. That's it. I
Yeah.
always forget
Dude,
his
I
last
love
name.
him. He was awesome in the, some of the DC stuff.
Well, he's good in this one too.
He plays.
And as usual, he plays the guy that doesn't believe. He's the non-believer, and everybody around him is believers. But yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. And I went and saw Mission Impossible, and yeah, Mission Impossible. Look, I know this. I've heard the reviews that it's thick on exposition. It's long, but I'm telling you, if you're a fan of that series, don't miss it in the theater because you guys know I'm a huge fan of the series, and there is something from every one of the installments in it. All of it leads up to this at the end of it, and yeah, the action in it is off the chain. The submarine scene, if you're claustrophobic, take your teddy bear with you because that's some scary shit right there. It's a great movie. Yeah, I did say that. Take your teddy bear.
You
Whatever
said teddy bear.
I said teddy bear. You just have your mind in the gutter. Let's see. I don't like clowns. I hear you, Kay. Let's see. They forgot the SH at the beginning of the title. Oh, shit. I got you, man. Yikes. I was wondering what he was talking about. Didn't they do Pennywise's origin story? I don't know. I don't know if they did or not.
Yeah, they did in the second movie.
Did they in the second movie?
Yeah.
Can't type, need coffee. I hear you, man. It's late over there. But yeah, man, horror is doing really well right now. That Final Destination movies make a ton of bread, and Sinners, the word, like you said, word of mouth is got people going to see that. I'm actually thinking about going to see it before it gets out of the theater because so many people are going to it.
Okay, well, I got to bail.
All right, you take care of yourself, brother.
Later.
Hey, look, can you stick around for 1 second so we can do one thing? Because I need you to talk about this guy right here.
Okay. I can talk about somebody.
Okay. We're going to start the in memoriam with somebody I really did not know about, but apparently Peter David, Eisner Award winning Hulk writer, dies at 68. When did he write the Hulk?
It was 85, 86.
Really?
My brother he wrote for several years. Mm-hmm. He's the one that created the Joe Fixit Hulk.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
He was one of the best friends of Incredible Hulk.
That's what he won the Eisner for. Was
it was awesome.
Yeah, Joe Fixit's a character I know. Yeah,
he's the one that developed the whole complicated relationship with that Bruce had with his father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He also, after that, he wrote in the 90s. He wrote Aquaman. He's the one that changed him from the 70s goofy Aquaman to the 90s long-haired with the harpoon for a hand. Mm-hmm. He wrote for Supergirl, Star Trek, obviously, Babylon 5.
I did see that. Babylon 5. He wrote some of that. Wow. Man. Talented
he wrote a lot of
guy.
Star Trek books. Yeah, he influenced several different fandoms.
68. That's young, as far as I'm concerned. I'm about to turn 60 in a couple of months. That's young.
He's had some health issues the last several years, but including the last 3 years. I guess he had a stroke and a small heart attack, and so he hasn't been well.
Well, let's hear it for him. Peter David, gone, but will not be forgotten. If he invented Joe Fixit, he will not be forgotten because that's a great character. It really is.
Was one of the best runs in Incredible. That's one of my favorite versions of the Hulk too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Did you want to push anything before you get out of here, buddy?
No, not that you're not going to push. Except I'm going to say this: my Kickstarter got canceled. I canceled it to repackage it, and it's going to come back out later. So
okay, gotcha.
So I've got to go.
But he's still got his Amazon store up, guys. Go get it.
Yeah.
Go get
the books. That book's also on hold because I'm actually going to submit that manuscript to Bain Books to try and get it actually published that way.
Okay.
Rather than self-published. So.
All right, man. We'll go do the dinner thing. Thanks for being here, buddy boy. And thanks for covering Peter David for me. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right. Have a good one.
Take it easy. Bye. Also, we got a lot of people in pop culture that passed away this week.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Duck
One right
Dynasty
after
star
another.
Phil Robertson, dead at 79. Legacy
Yeah.
of Love and God. The Duck Dynasty patriarch's family shared news of his death Sunday, months after revealing his declining health. He had Alzheimer's, guys. That's what he had.
Yeah, it was bad.
So yeah, it's a shame. This is a local one for me. I'm not a big fan of Duck Dynasty. I'm not a hunter. These guys made their money doing duck calls and hunting gear and stuff like that. And
I actually watched this show when it first came out.
I'm sure it was a popular show.
Dude, this is awesome because they told it like it was. Like,
And Phil was the one that offended a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I watched it, because we would go and tell each week when it came out, we're like, you see Phil last week? He told it how it was. Like,
but I'm going to share with you something that a lot of people don't know about Phil Robertson. Terry Bradshaw, the 4-time Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 70s and the early 80s, owes his football career to Phil Robertson. Terry was a backup to him at LA Tech. Phil Robertson was the starter.
Yes.
And he decided he didn't want to play football anymore. And that's how Terry Bradshaw ended up the starter at LA Tech. And the rest is history. So Phil Robertson, that's his football tie-in with all of that stuff. I did know that about him. They are from Monroe, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours down I-20 to the east of me. There's nothing west of me in Louisiana because we're right up against the Texas border right here. But he had a long life, 79 years old, but Alzheimer's got him, and that's a shame. It really is. But he will be missed. Also in memoriam this week, Jim Irsay, speaking of the NFL, the owner of the Colts, died at 65. My gosh. Just wow. Like I said, that's young as far as I'm concerned. I'm fixing to turn 60. I'm starting to get scared here. He's passed away peacefully in his sleep. I think his children are going to be running the organization now. I think his daughters are going to be running it. So, the owner of the Colts passed away. And Rick Derringer, the guy that had a hit with Hang On Sloopy and Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. I'm dating myself here. I used to roller skate to that song, Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Singer and guitarist, was 77 years old, and he played for a long time. He's a really good guy. So that is the in memoriam this week.
I thought there was like one or two more.
That's as far as I know, but you can check it out yourself. If you find any more, you can go ahead and add them to it.
Yeah.
But that's I wanted to. Knock was right to point out we need to get that stuff out of the way early, but I had to talk about the box office first though, because it was an epic weekend.
Oh
to go to the movies.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to spoil. How did you like the plane scene?
The plane scene was off the chain, man. It's worth the price of admission. That's what I've been trying to tell people. Look, it may the slow parts of the movie aren't slow for fans of the series because I can't explain it. I don't want to give a lot away, but I mean, it's awesome how they tie things together. Me and my buddy Dallas, he is a big fan of the series too. I got him a ticket to it. We went to see it Sunday, and we were fist bumping the whole damn movie. Every time something new, another tie-in from another one of the movies came in, we're like, yeah, I remember that, dude. What the fuck? This is cool, you know?
Yeah. But
you know.
Did you see, I know they did this on purpose, and it's not thing. We're not going to spoil it, but just how the ending was.
Yeah, the ending was great. It was fantastic, man. Yeah. But this is the deal. He did what he did for Top Gun.
Yeah.
He got in there at the beginning of it and said, "Hey, we made this for you. We made this for the fans," and it shows on the screen, man. It was really, really good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. E. Clay Thomas says the dwarf actor who played Chucky passed away too. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. That's one I didn't know about.
There was what's that? Something else.
I don't know.
Knock did put in a thing in there that came up. The Harry Potter cast just got revealed.
Oh, I've got it. I've got that already.
I wasn't sure. I missed some of.
You went to the bathroom while I was breaking it down. Yeah, you're good. Okay, so next up, boys and girls. Look, if I'm going to say this about Mission Impossible and be done with it, okay? If you are a Tom Cruise fan or a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, go see it. Yeah, it's worth the price of admission. Go.
What if you hate it? What if you absolutely despise?
Don't go.
Don't go. Okay.
Pretty obvious.
Right.
If you absolutely hate Mission Impossible,
don't want to watch it,
if you're tired of watching that run all the time, don't watch it. You know what I mean? Don't go. But if you're a fan of the series, I would definitely.
I saw somewhere where he wants to be the first actor to do an action movie at 100.
He's got a death wish. You watch that movie? I thought he had a death wish before.
Dude,
a man has a fucking death wish.
The plane scene is where I said, okay, now he has a death wish.
Yes,
I said that.
Nuts,
the plane scene is absolutely just insane.
I'm telling you, I really, for the first time in a long time, almost turned around and bought us tickets to go see it again. Because I really thought about going back in and watching it again.
Because when I watched that and I saw how it was set up, I was like, he has a slim thing, a wire right there, and that's all that's
of course he's got wires. We know that Tom Cruise is not going to, put himself in a position to die.
I was like, and I saw how thin it was.
Wow.
I saw how thin it was, and I was like, that's all that's holding him on there.
Chain, man.
It
was really great, man.
Yeah.
It really was. And like I said, if you're claustrophobic, prepare yourself. Gird your loins for that friggin'.
Oh yeah,
that friggin' sub scene was bananas. It was ridiculous. But anyway, okay. Next up on the pop culture update, this one, man, I'm a fan of this guy, but maybe he doesn't need to do this series, dude. They're already litigating against him for the price of the first movie.
Correct.
Stunt performer sues Kevin Costner and Horizon 2 over unscripted rape scene. In a complaint filed Tuesday, Devin Labella claims that union and contractual rules were breached when she was allegedly subjected to perform an impromptu scene of sexual violence without an intimacy coordinator. Now, I read this article, and I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version of it. There's a rape scene in it, and they had done it on one day, and the next day they say it's unscripted because it wasn't in the script. He wanted to add to it, and it came up impromptu that day. It wasn't part of the script. And this girl right here, Debbie Labella, she's been a stunt woman for a long time in Hollywood, and she was upset that it wasn't on the script, and they didn't. Here's the big problem: they didn't have an intimacy coordinator on the set. This is a new thing they have for stuff like this.
It's to keep
and
people from
you
getting
can't
shit.
do that, man.
Yeah.
It's part of the contract now. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And they did it anyway. First, she stormed off, but then she came back, and he talked her into it and did it. And apparently they shot like 28 different versions. And so, she filed suit against him. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. But the big thing that he did wrong in this case right here. And I mean, if it's the way they're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't trust a lot of things in Hollywood.
That's a big screw up.
Yeah.
Kevin, I love you to death. You're old school and everything, but
yeah,
new school movie making now, dude.
I feel a little weird needing an intimacy coordinator for a rape scene. That's a little. I'm not sure.
That's how it is though these days.
It is.
They-
Though. I mean, if they're going to have their clothes off, they have to have an
I
intimacy.
I hate it that we have to have an intimacy coordinator, but it's ridiculous that they can't be grown ups and like, hey, we're going to shoot a scene. No,
Right.
they're going to do this because there's a lot of idiots out there that took advantage of people. So now they got to have this.
Yeah.
So
and
you have others that lie, like Blake Lively.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, that exactly right there. That's one of the reasons why.
Let's see. There is no greater love than for a man to give his life for Scientology. You do know you're quoting, Clay, you're quoting my favorite Bible verse, by the way, which has everything to do with Memorial Day. If you saw my videos on that. But anyway, yeah, that's funny, man. That's great. Yeah. Give his life for science. This lady is grifting for money. I'm kind of getting that feeling because when I was reading the article, they said violent rape scene over and over again. They kept sticking violence in there. I'm like, it's acting. They're not really punching her. They're not, they're not. You understand what I'm saying? But
emotional damage.
Emotional damage. That's right. But the thing that, because I was reading through it and I'm like, I'm looking for where he screwed up. And there it is. The intimacy coordinator. You have to have that person on the set when you're going to have any but either male or female. Yeah. Okay. Or in California's case, one of the 182 genders with their clothes off has to have a intimacy coordinator.
Wait, there's a squid, there's a penguin, there's a bunch of other stuff.
There are a couple of movies, he says, I know where actors actually did it. There's more than a couple, bro. You can actually, I think they've got videos on them. I think Looper has a video on, I think there's at least 5 that I know of, major motion pictures where they actually did it. But anyway, what Knock put in the private chat, I already had up and ready to go. HBO's Harry Potter series casts Harry, Ron, and Hermione. We've got these 3 kids. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they've.
That's how it should be. I don't know. I feel
right, exactly. They're no-namers that nobody
That's
knows.
the reason why I like this.
If they do this right, they're going to become famous. So
and here's the thing: a lot of people are already giving the girl shit.
Why?
Because she's brown.
That makes no sense. Hey, Dash Attack, what's going on?
I mean, I don't know.
So much for the invite.
You're welcome,
You're
man.
welcome, brother. So.
You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, that makes no sense. That we know these 2 are brother and sister. Okay. So they're probably going to red her hair out. We don't know. We don't.
Yeah, they're already giving her a ton.
Wait, what?
Shit.
What? Joe, No, Joe. I need you to understand, or I need to understand what you just said. What do you mean they're brother and sister?
That one and that one, Ron and Hermione, aren't they brothers and sisters? No.
No.
But there's a redheaded dude that's her brother in the show, though, right?
Hermione doesn't have any siblings.
No, Hermione doesn't have any.
My God, Joe. Bless you, Joe.
Dude, I've seen one movie.
Bless you, Joe. Bless your heart.
He thought Hermione were siblings.
I thought they were.
No, the entire Weasley.
Spoiler alert.
The entire Weasley family are gingers, and they're really big.
Goodness.
They breed like rabbits.
He's got a brother that's there.
Hermione is a Muggle-born being non-magical person.
She is the first magic user. She's like.
In her
born by 2 regular parents, but was born a witch.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys, Harry Potter nuts.
They just got to make her hair bushy. That's all they got to do, and that's
make
her a brainiac. He is a brainiac, pure and simple.
Leviosa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, Vince is like 1/2 more than I saw.
One half more than I hear you. Let's see.
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh my God, he's here. We got to say hello to the mascot of the show.
There are some who call me Tim.
What up, Tim? Good to
What's
see you,
up,
man.
Tim? What's up, dude?
He says, I'm here. I'm here. Keely Chow is here as well. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Not much.
hey.
We're talking about. I'm sitting there screwing up the cast of.
He's talking about.
I don't know
incest
shit
and
about
stuff.
it.
It's getting weird. I mean, I don't know.
It's getting strange. Yeah.
I find it funny that Dash came in at that exact instance.
Really?
Like,
Dash, you a big Harry Potter fan like Knock there?
I used to be, like, when I was younger, I used to really love Harry Potter, so I know quite a bit about the lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why
I've recently been replaying Hogwarts Legacy as well.
Yeah, have
which
you?
is a fantastic.
I love that game. That game's awesome. By the way, so.
Yeah. Well, look, this is basically my kid's Star Wars. You know what I mean? She had to be at every opening for every movie. You know, and she's a big fan. So
I remember people would wait online for those books whenever there was a new one coming out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got the 7th one right at, I was in AIT and I got the book the first day while I was in training, and that's when the last one came out. And
AIT, guys, if you don't know, is Advanced Individual Training in the military.
It came out right after after boot camp, and I was like, all in. Love those books. I literally state those are there's not many books. That one and Star Wars books, there's not very many that can actually keep me up all night.
Yeah, I agree with Knock on this, because when I got like when it first came out, I got Harry Potter because one of my friends goes, "Hey, dude, you're gonna like this if you like all the fantasy stuff that I know you do." Gave it to me as a present. I read it through that whole first night. Just read the whole book.
Let me ask you this, since we're on the subject and we got 3 big Harry Potter fanatics here. What do you think of the movie series as a whole now that it's been done for a few years now? They've already had their first spin-off, the what is it, the creature movie?
Yeah, the Fantastic Beasts movie.
Yeah, the Fantastic
that one was pretty cool too. That was just more of the lore behind it. But
right.
I think the annoying part of it was, for me, it was the new Dumbledore. Unfortunately, the actor that played him passed away after the second movie. He was perfect.
He was brilliant.
Perfect.
Richard Harris, guys, I can tell you, is a brilliant actor. Period.
Yeah.
He was his entire career. He was an old man when you guys got to know him. But I've been seeing him for years. Yeah.
But the one they got to replace, I guess, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to go in a different direction with Dumbledore. He was completely uncharacteristically not Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
He just wasn't. His attitude. There's a part where I'm going to go over your head a little bit here, Joe. I
don't know nothing about it.
When Harry's name goes out of the goblet of fire, and in the movie he goes, "What did you put your name in?" It's like
Dumbledore asked calmly,
way overact. Yeah, Dumbledore was always the only time he wasn't calm when something was, holy shit was going down. Like that's
mostly it was during the 6th book when he was like freaking being poisoned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was delirious then too. Right. Yeah, and the poison was making him delirious. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the only time you ever saw him go off a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, or protecting him from the Aurors in his headmaster. Basically, this was a chill guy. Okay, he was wisdom over. He would never have done that. He would never have accused Harry of putting his own name in the Goblet of Fire. The Goblet of Fire being what it was what they used to select the players for their big game in the fourth.
Yeah, Harry didn't even put his name like someone else did.
Yeah, that was the shock of that book, is that his name was put into this event. So he had, and this was a pretty dangerous set of games. It was Squid Games, basically.
Right, the Squid Game.
He basically got involuntarily put into Squid Games. That's basically what happened.
I volunteer for tribute. No, you didn't.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it basically was that. So that was my issue with that. And then they kept changing the settings, right? They kept changing. Hagrid's house had like 3 different settings.
Completely
like
different location.
More grounded, but then in the second one, he's like all the way across the field, and they're crawling. That was probably the biggest thing about. Other than that, the movies and like the actors and the actresses in it, I didn't mind them. They had to change a few because some of them turned into bad apples or something like that. But like, what's his name? Draco Malfoy's character. That guy was great. Lucius Malfoy was perfect for that role. I got to meet him a couple months ago. Yeah, I think the characters that they had, the cast wise, was pretty decent, except for the replacement for Dumbledore. That was probably the biggest one for me.
Yeah. I'd say like the early movies starting before Goblet of Fire, like the first 3 Harry Potter movies are like the best. And then like, there's a noticeable dip in quality, but then it kind of like picks up again once they cover the final book.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
And they did little things too, like how in The Last of Us, Joe, where Dina in the show is the one with Joel, whereas in the video game, it's Tommy.
Right. They
did
tweaked
little
some things
like
here and there.
Yeah, they some characters were where they weren't supposed to be, but or they weren't there at all, kind of thing. So yeah, there's little tweaks like that. Nothing that's breaking.
Nothing lore breaking or anything like that. But about the only lore breaking I'm hearing is really Dumbledore's
just the way he carried the character,
attitude, how he carried
his interpretation of Dumbledore.
Yeah, that was more of an acting criticism, if
I was
anything.
going to say,
for sure.
And it's probably not even acting. He's directed to go that way.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I'm sure.
I
didn't care for that at all. That's just
yeah.
He was way too wise to behave like that.
I just know my daughter was like you guys, had to have every book, had to see all the movies. She loved that stuff.
When they showed them first going into the grand hall or into the dinner area, whatever you want to call it,
right?
And they have the music playing. That's just That's just
dude. It's like when you watch Star Wars for the first time, basically.
Hey, they're both composed by John Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hire John Williams for epic stuff.
Yeah.
The music is on point for the movies. It's so
that
good.
you go into especially that first movie was just done so well.
Well, Knock, what was the movie that you actually got to hear the orchestra play the soundtrack?
Oh, Jurassic Park. That's when I was down in a Galaxy.
I thought you got to see a Harry Potter movie.
I've seen that too. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, which one was it? It wasn't the first one.
I've seen 3 of them so far.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen. What did I say? I saw the Half-Blood Prince. I think was it Prisoner of Azkaban. I think I watched.
Wow.
They were all Harry Potter in concert.
Yeah,
I know Half-Blood Prince was one of them. I think part 1. I'm actually going to go see the actual theatrical Cursed Child, which is the unofficial 7th or 8th, I guess, movie you can call it. It's actually a theater play. I'm actually going to see that in July, which is the sequel. It's actually about one of Harry's sons. I ends up going to Slytherin.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's trippindicular.
And I heard she wants to do stuff after the 7th year. And she wants to continue on the bloodline of them. So
interesting.
Well,
for the TV show,
she wants to do books, and then she wants to do the movies.
Whatever, I'll read it.
So
I'll get it.
She's got a fan for life. I don't give a shit what people say about her.
Yeah.
Well, look, that's another case where you've got to separate the art from the artist, kind of thing. She does get off the chain silly sometimes, but look, you can't deny the fact she wrote a great series because there are so many millions of fans of that thing. It's not even funny. Let's see. Oh, okay. Me thinking more gooder now. Okay. Dude, he must have got some coffee in his.
Yeah. He's like, I'm better now.
Joe, did it have the other actors in that one that have been announced? Because there are some pretty good ones.
Not sure.
The article I get, if that one doesn't, if that only has the kids and yours, the one I sent you or I put in the private chat. Has
okay.
The other ones that have been announced, including the controversial one. There is a controversial.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I've heard all about that.
But I like who they have for Dumbledore, and I like who they have as Hagrid.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up now.
Snipe is the one I have a big problem with.
Well, everybody's gonna have a problem with that one. They are.
Yeah. And it isn't because he's black. It's just it's in the books.
To me, it's some of the things that James Potter does to Snape is
not
something you want to see a white guy do.
Well, that was kind of a plot twist.
There's gonna be some. Go ahead, Dash.
Yeah, that was kind of a plot twist. I think it was Half-Blood Prince where that got revealed.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's Lithgow. I'm okay with. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
Lithgow's a great actor.
I love that guy. I am
He'll
all
do
for
fine. He will do fine.
Yeah.
And that is Richard Harris. That's the OG right there.
it. Mhm.
Look, he's in. Anybody that's watched me on Military Monday knows that The Wild Geese is one of my top 5 favorite movies, and he's in it. It's a great military movie. But anyway, Richard Harris is probably best known in the States here for A Man Called Horse. They actually made that one and a series. I think it was called Return of Man Called Horse. But if you've ever seen that, you kind of feel for him right about here, man. It's an Indian ritual where they put hooks into their chest, right? And then they have to dance and lean back with ropes attached to them. And it's just wild. But anyway,
Hey Reed, how you doing?
let's see. Reed by Nature's here. Yeah, okay. I like that Paul Whitehouse is part of the cast. He did great sketch shows when I was a kid. Okay, very cool. Let's see. I like casting Idris Elba as the racist white guy in Dark Tower.
I know, right, Vince?
That's funny.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I'm
Who is this actress here? Janet
I don't
McTeer?
know who that is. I feel like
she's been in some other. She could do it.
If only there was a way for
Yeah,
us to find out what she's all about, boys and
Yeah.
girls. If only there was a way.
Wait, Twix is releasing an all-new flavor?
You guys
I just
quit.
saw that. I just like, what?
All right, let's
No,
check her
she's
out.
in Mission Impossible.
Is she?
Oh yeah, I think she's the army woman.
Walters? I don't know the name, but
Why am I missing her here? Where's the deal? What do I miss?
Bro, this is called search. It's at the top.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, there.
it's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She's the admiral. She's the one that's in charge of the aircraft carrier. Yeah.
She was in Jessica Jones for 11 episodes.
Yeah, dude, she was actually decent in Jessica.
Was
Jones.
she the lesbian lawyer?
No, that was Trinity.
I don't know.
Yeah, from
I don't know. But
Oh,
yeah,
really? That was
that was her. Carrie Ann
she's
Moss.
in the old man.
that was Carrie Ann Moss.
That
Wow.
was Carrie Ann Moss, actually. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't seen.
She's been in a few movies I've seen.
But she's been in Chaos. I watched that. It was okay. It's on Netflix. It was okay. It was like the old gods are alive and they're just watching over humanity to get pissed. So.
Yep, there she is, right there. She's one of the advisors of the president. She's not who I thought it was. She was. Okay, got it.
Okay.
But anyway,
She's just got to play a strict teacher. That's all she's got to do.
strict teacher. That's all she has to do.
But the strict teacher has a heart and looks out for Harry too. So
We don't know that.
Okay. So, well, she looks the part.
It's just
The
big
most
Severus Snape.
controversial
This is the one a lot of people are going to have a
whole
problem
thing.
with.
Dude, okay, so in the books, Dash, tell them about Snape's complexion and stuff.
Oh yes, yes.
That Professor Snape, please.
Yes.
Professor Snape.
In the books, it's there's a lot of descriptions about how white he is.
Yeah.
Just how absolutely white this dude
How
is.
absolutely
Like, the whitest
translucent
man
he
in
is,
all
right?
of Britain.
Yeah, he's so white he could be the sun in the sky. Okay, like
The weird thing is that he's supposed to get bullied in high school, right? And so or not high school, sorry, in school, when because there's going to be flashbacks to that they're going to have at some point, just small snippets of flashbacks where it's Harry Potter's dad, James Potter. They went and they had just basically a rivalry, kind of like Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy. It's the same thing. Just a rivalry, different schools, but in the background, they both like the same girl.
yeah, and then that's
Lily.
that got into a mess. He's like, "Oh, it kept me."
It will be interesting to see how they incorporate this.
Well, here,
into
if
the
Harry
character.
does anything and says back to her, they're gonna say, "Well, Harry's a racist" and all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's the
the
line
worrying
that they
part.
really are.
They need to toe that because James is not a racist, like at all. Like they need to be
I'm
super
telling you,
careful without.
They're gonna pull the racist card in the new show. I'm telling you.
I mean, Joe, the weird part is in one of the flashbacks, James Potter hangs him upside down. Like,
Yeah, how are they gonna do that in the show, man?
they're
Like,
obviously can't. They can't do that. They
can't do that because
That's gonna get rewritten for
It's
sure.
gonna be absolutely. It's gonna be some other prank, but still, that's changing something. But they have to change simply because of
he's
what's there.
black. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're racist now, Father.
If they got a white actor, they'd be able to do it no problem.
Right,
But they
exactly,
literally can't
right?
do it.
Yeah. If he was a white actor, it's okay. He turns black. Well, we
Hell,
can't.
even if they
he's
made
on screen.
even if they made Harry Potter like half, right, half and half, and his dad was black, it would work, right? Like it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But just as it is now, that's gonna be
they're definitely gonna be walking a high wire with this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be intrigued. I am intrigued with what they're. This one I like. Nick Frost.
I'm down with that. Yes,
Nick
Frost. He'll
as
be great
Hagrid.
as Hagrid. Yes,
Absolutely.
Guy's awesome.
Another
man,
guy I
yeah,
noticed
that
was,
that is good
couple weeks ago.
casting. That is good
He
casting.
is because he's gonna go, oh, Harry, you know.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
That's it for the cast that we have in this article. So
Yep.
yeah, the rest of the the top 3 kids. I mean, we don't know anything about them, and that's the way it should be. I mean,
that's the way it should be. But like a lot of people are giving her shit because she's brown. So.
Yeah, well, you know what? They can, whatever.
Yeah, you never blame the kids.
No, you never
it's
blame
always
the
the
kids.
writers and
It's-
directors.
How is she going to portray it? Is she going to be a little goody two shoes, book smart, girl? That's
More
all.
like how are the showrunners going to portray it?
right,
She's
yeah.
just going to play the part.
Right.
You know, it's all
And
up to the
here's the
showrunner.
thing, and I will see this pro and a bunch of other guys that. Excuse me.
Oh my God, a grand wizard!
Oh, no.
Jesus!
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna.
I lost my thought
I'm
there.
gonna step
Much.
across that
Too
landmine
much.
to the next
Oh
landmine
boy.
here. Black Panther video game canceled at Electronic
see that.
Arts as Cliffhanger Games shuts down. Now they were working on this one and Titanfall, and apparently EA has shut down Cliffhanger Games, and the staffers cut less than 300, and that's the 2 projects they were working on. So no Black Panther video game. This probably won't affect the Captain America game that's coming out.
So
no,
we
different
dodged-
studio.
Yeah. So
we dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
they had a real racist woman working on that game.
Yeah, they did.
did they?
Yeah, extremely
Wow.
racist.
Maybe
Like,
Maybe that's one of the things they considered. I mean, the
Yeah.
environment, the pendulum has swung. The environment is changing. So
Well,
maybe
EA
that's why they
doesn't
pulled the
have-
plug.
Joe, EA is not in the. If they come out with another couple more stinkers, they're gonna be like,
They're never going anywhere because of Madden, bro.
I know that's
Because
the
of their
only thing
sports
that keeps-
franchises, they will never go anywhere.
Sports franchises that only keeps them alive. That's it.
What do you mean? It
Yeah.
only gives them life. Do you know how much money they make off of Madden?
They
bro?
make so much money off the
Yeah.
damn sports
Those-
games.
Yeah,
And they-
Mutt
That's
is a
the
pure
only
money
thing.
maker.
If they didn't have the sports franchise, that company would have been gone a long time ago.
I understand that.
Yeah.
It's like saying Disney's going somewhere. It's not. Lilo and Stitch is proof that they're not going anywhere. Movies like that fund all the rest of the crap they want to
we
do.
got Zootopia coming out here soon.
Yeah.
Next-
Oh, man.
That's what I'm
I have
saying.
a follower
Everybody
who
that
is
always sings the
insane.
death knell of EA and Disney, I'm like,
He doesn't want
No,
anyone
guys.
to say anything negative about Zootopia because he just wants to enjoy it. It's just when it's someone who, I honestly feel bad because I can't. He wants me to promise him that Zootopia 2 isn't going to be like shit, and I can't promise that.
Yeah,
No, you
you can't
can't.
promise it. Yeah, you can't. Considering what they did to Lilo and Stitch,
but we'll see what happens.
That really boggles my mind. I did a whole video on that changed ending, and I'm like, why would you muddy an ending of what is a very, very straightforward ending?
No, okay, so Dad, you did a video on it because we were discussing this earlier, and I don't have a lot of frame of references on it. Can you tell Joe if we have time, Joe? Can you elaborate a little bit on the ending? Because I tried to explain it, but I only know a little bit.
I'm gonna do a stream in 15 minutes, but I can explain. So basically, in the original movie, the whole thing was that Nani, the older sister, is going to lose custody of Lilo if she doesn't prove that she can take care of it. And Stitch completely throws a wrench in that. And she's like on the cusp of losing custody with Leo. So at the end of the movie, like, turns out like the Cobra Bubbles guy knew about the aliens and like, sees Nani can be a good like, parent figure. And so she gets to keep custody of Lilo and they all come together as a big family, Ohana. But in this movie, she gets the custody, then immediately gives it away so she could go to college and become a marine biologist.
Yup.
Okay.
And that's the problem I have a problem with right now.
Yeah, that kind of really defeats.
Yeah.
Because it's not Ohana. That's not Ohana.
Yeah.
Nobody gets left behind, and you always take care of your family. Like,
yeah, that was the central theme of.
Do you think the kids are going to be upset over that though?
This is more something like adults. Like, most people come in.
That's the point Knock was trying to make.
People coming in to see Stitch like cause chaos and mayhem.
Right.
Like that's like the big appeal, and I'm sure they do that just fine. Like the ending though, but if you care about like the source material, like that's where like it rubs me the wrong way as someone who liked the original ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Dash, do me a favor, will you? Vince is trying to get your channel link in the chat, and apparently you have a misspelling in your name there or something.
Do I have a misspelling?
I don't know, but just put your link in the private chat, and I'll throw it up for Vince. Real quick.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay? Yeah, we definitely like to share your links out while you're on the show. So, now. The other movie that came out this weekend, I've already talked about it. It was the movie I've been waiting on all year long. Oh, he says he does have the links. Okay, gotcha. Okay, there it is. Boom. He's got you up. There it is. Boom. Gotcha. Okay. Look, guess what? Mr. Cruise ain't done making movies. Guess what he wants to do next? Something we've been begging for a long time.
Oh, dude, I want him to make this Les Grossman movie so
Mission
bad.
Impossible director Christopher McQuarrie says Tom Cruise is very serious about making a Les Grossman movie. It ultimately comes down to what that character is. Yeah, this could be a lot of fun.
So bad.
Oh my God.
Anybody
I hope
that's
it's
Tropic Thunder knows what we're talking about.
As Tropic Thunder. I hope it's just as like off the cuff and offensive.
Yeah, we need another just funny, silly like movie. We need that. We need that.
Real quick, Martin Acosta Santana is here with us. What's going on, man? Good to see you. And Awesome One is here. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in and watching us. Yeah, you were just pointing out the typo under his name. Okay, I got you. But anyway, look, when I saw this the first time, I didn't even know it was Tom Cruise till the end of the movie. And when I was reading the credits, I didn't even know it was him. I was like, oh my God, man. Les defeats the Marvel Universe movie. Yeah, right? I tell you what I'd like to see. Now, here's the problem you have. You can't make him the main character of the movie.
No.
He has to be the antagonist. He can't be the protagonist. Yeah. You're not supposed to root for him. He's supposed to fuck with the main person, right? So I think they should make it Matthew McConaughey's character, the main character, and have this guy, fucking with him the whole time or something. You know what I mean? I was watching Midnight's Edge in the morning earlier today, and I told him, the Les Grossman, the quest for G5 is what I told them they should name it. But yeah, I would love to see him dancing around acting stupid again, man. He had so much fun playing that part. You could tell it too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and he's even said it that he wishes they could have done more with his character. Tom Cruise literally loves that character.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually had creative input with Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
He said, "Look, man, I want fat hands. I want to have a big waist. I
Yeah.
want to be bald." He basically come up with the look of the character, you know? So yeah, very funny. Martin's over here quoting him. "Thank you for your service. Now shut up and let me do my fucking job." That's what he said to the writer, right? Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I think this would be a lot of fun. Knock,
Yeah.
would you go see this movie if they made it?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you're right that they'll, just I don't know. He can't be the main character. I kind of agree with that. Just,
Yeah.
just the agent of somebody that they're doing the movie for.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like Matthew McConaughey, or they get like somebody else, and he's their agent, and then the main character gets in some shit, and so now Les has to get him out of shit while dodging all the other things he has to do. You
Mhm.
know. Oh, dude, Comic Con or Cannes or something? That'd
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Exactly.
you know what? Sorry,
ahead.
it just interrupted me. I want him to be Nicolas Cage's agent.
Bro, that would be awesome.
How many bad movies would that entail? You know? Oh my god.
I want him to be the agent that had Nicolas Cage do all those movies.
Right.
That's what I want.
Read by Nature says, in my opinion, make the background of the film a press tour for a doomed film. Comic-Con, Cannes, and other press junkets. That way you can cut back and forth between ensemble skits. Yeah. Why not make it an indictment on the movie industry over the last fucking 10 years? Why not do
I
that?
think what Martin just said too. Be a parody of Les Moonves. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be like he even said. Well, he even said it's a parody of people that kind of run Disney, people that run other networks, and all this other stuff. He said that's what he said. It's a parody of people he knows.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's how the character came about.
Play it like the Panderverse parody of Disney.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, wait, that'd be awesome if he was in charge of Disney and he does this.
Oh my god, no. He can't be in charge of a studio. No, he's got to be an independent producer, dude. That's what makes him so great, because he doesn't give a fuck, right?
Yeah, that's the reason I love that movie. He's one of the best parts of that movie.
Yep. All right. Well, let's make it about this. A movie that looks like it's really starting to not look good for this one. Fantastic Four, First Steps undergoing reshoots nearly 2 months before release. Alarming sign of trouble for film that was supposed to save the MCU. And I saw a story just recently. DVD Overlord DVD. You guys know him as Doomcock. He put out a video saying that they're basically redoing the ending.
Yeah,
the test screenings have gone that badly for it. So yeah, this doesn't sound good.
This movie to have kind of a downer, dark ending to begin with.
Oh, yeah. The universe has got to go because they got to get here somehow.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, because of here's my thing, and I was thinking about this. Okay, so Galactus comes, destroys the Earth, so Doom and the Fantastic Four have to make it somehow to our reality in our universe, because that continues Doomsday and Endgame. You have to have that for the first thing to happen. So
I was going to say, we've seen the trailers for this thing. It takes place in an alternate history, 60s. And so it's obvious they're going to use the multiverse card to get these guys into the rest of the MCU. So I guess they can do whatever the hell they want with the ending. But, anytime they do reshoots, we heard this same thing about Captain America 4. And we saw what we got. I mean,
I don't think those reshoots improved the film, but I do think they probably made the film less offensive politically.
Right. Yeah. That was the whole goal of that.
Here's my thing. Go down to Vince's comment real fast.
Okay,
I
was gonna.
I even said that in the Fast X of Flat.
Okay,
I
if
wouldn't
this
mind.
FF movie, I wouldn't mind if Reed Richard dies at the beginning of the film.
No,
and
here
Sue
I
takes over.
also did this, and I also said this. What if they? Because Disney's also been saying that he's given them a lot of trouble. What if they kill him off? Another alternate Reed comes and takes over, and it's like John Krasinski or something.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
just
know.
bring John Krasinski back.
Yeah, like I'm just saying because
Everything you
they're
guys are saying makes me want to see this less and less.
yeah, that's they
Okay,
want to get rid of him.
all they're doing is muddying
And
the story.
I think it's interesting if Disney is worried about Pedro Pascal and is like he won't stop being political. He won't stop like doing like fruity things all over the place. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the guy thinks he's unstoppable. The guy thinks he's unstoppable.
We're going to be talking about Last of Us here in a little bit. But
talking about fruity, you know.
No, just listen. Yeah, well, some of that story is. But you can say what you want about this guy. He is a flake. It absolutely is. But you know what? Some of the greatest actors in history are flakes. Okay. Friggin' Sean Penn is one of the biggest flakes on the planet. And you'd be hard pressed to find a better actor. Robert De Niro is another one that is one of the biggest flakes on the planet. But you know what? He makes great movies. This guy right here, we talked about him last week at length. He's done a lot of good work. He's been in shows that people have liked. And, I don't think anybody on this panel can say he didn't do a good job in Game of Thrones.
No, he did an excellent job in Game of Thrones. It kind of launched his career.
Yeah.
That was before he was like a major flake, though. Nobody knew about him.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I understand there's some serious fatigue with this guy because they are shoving him down our throats a lot.
Yeah,
but I was hesitant about watching him as Joel. He's great as Joel. He is fantastic in that part. He's the best thing about Last of Us. He is the best thing about it. Him and Tommy are the best things about it. What's that, Knock? What'd you say?
So I don't want to hear him sing anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't need to sing anymore. Yeah.
And did any of you guys see Incredible Weight of Massive Talent with Nick Cage?
Yeah,
I want to see that really bad.
That literally
one fell through the cracks.
That's why I brought up the
Nicolas Cage. Yeah,
Nicolas Cage. That's literally what I was thinking about. Was that movie?
Right.
Was that would him being the agent and sending Nicolas Cage to that situation would be the funniest thing to me.
Man, combined. Hey, they could be in the same universe,
right?
You could
That's literally what my thought process was that in that movie that's where he is.
Right. Real quick before we get too far away from Les Grossman, Read by Nature said exactly, Joe, have less promoting virtue signaling movies whilst acting like he normally does.
Yeah.
That would be a riot, man. It really would.
Yeah, he just needs to shut up. He needs to shut up. He needs to stop being a PR problem.
That's like asking De Niro to shut up. That's like asking Sean Penn to not hang out with drug dealers. It's just not going to happen, man.
That's like asking me to shut up. Like,
it's just not going to happen.
I'm a huge example of that. I have a big mouth on YouTube. So,
but because the guy is talented and is a good actor, I'm going to continue to watch some of the stuff he does.
I think he's going to
do
a good job
of it, but
I think he's going to do a good job as Reed Richards. I actually do. Like, as much as people don't like him, I do think he's going to do the part well. I mean, just from the vibes I get from the trailer, but I don't know how much the reshoots are going to affect the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
I just want to know if he's going to tell Scarlet Witch how to kill everyone on his team. That's
right.
I'm curious if that's going to be a thing.
Anyways, I gotta go, you guys. Thank you so much for the invite. Have a good rest of the stream.
Push before you get out of here, man.
I have a new video out about Yuri Lowenthal getting snubbed for a remake of a game, but that's it. That's just my latest content. I'm just but yeah, thank you all so much.
Hey,
no problem, man. Look, I'm already subscribed to you.
Oh, thanks.
This is his channel, guys. Go check it out. The link is in the chat. Vince has put it in there. So you guys definitely go give this guy a like, and
I dig his
appreciate you coming
background
to
there too. His background's really awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the best things I ever generated. It's a really cool picture.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All right,
Anything with
look.
Star Wars, I'm all for.
Yep, I hear you. Well, look, thanks for being here, Dash.
Oh,
You
you're
guys-
talking about my background. Oh, this background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking about this background that you have right now.
I forget where I found this.
Yeah, hang on a
that's
second. Let
definitely
me. What you're looking at, guys, is Coruscant. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah, it's the council chamber.
Council chambers, yeah.
Yep. Very cool shit, man. Well, look, I'll tell you like I tell everybody else, man. Always invited, never obligated. If
right.
you want, I'll put you in the thread, and you can come by anytime.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Dude,
All
we'd
right.
love to have you over here on one of these, man. So.
Yep.
All right.
Come on by anytime you want, man. I'm here at 5:30 to 7:30 every week. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself,
See you,
Dash.
bro.
All right. Good. It's always good to have fellow YouTubers on here that enjoy passionate stuff like Harry Potter. I'm so glad you guys had the discussion about Harry Potter because
That
you
is
know,
the reason why
obvious that I can't fucking speak on Harry Potter one fucking
that was
bit.
the reason why I went over. I was like, hey,
It's always
Dash,
good
you wanna
to
come
meet
over?
another pothead.
Right?
It's always
Another
good.
pothead. Oh man, but to wrap up Fantastic Four, every piece of news that I hear about this movie is because look, guys, I turned 60 the day this comes out, and it's the first comic book I ever read. And it looks like I'm just gonna continue watching the Jessica Alba version, man. Because I don't know. I'm gonna go see this. I'm gonna treat myself on my birthday to go see a new movie, but my expectations are getting lower by the day. They really are.
I'm more hyped
Okay.
about the how to Train a Dragon, to be honest.
What is it now? How to Train
How
Your
to Train Your
Dragon? I saw
Dragon?
the. Go ahead.
Yeah, the live action. I'm more hyped about that this summer than and of course Superman, but more than the Fantastic Four.
See, I'm not hyped about How to Train Your Dragon because I've never seen that one. I've never seen the animated one. So.
I actually only saw him for the first time a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
and because I think it was after the third one came out or something like that. I can't
Mhm.
remember what it was. I bought the PlayStation game for 10 cents. And I was
Really?
like, well, before I play the game, yeah, it was at Walmart for 10 cents. It's a How to Train Your Dragon video game. I still haven't played it. It's still in the plastic. But it made me want to watch the movies. So I did. I watched all 3 movies, and they're really good.
Yeah.
Really good. So
Good to see you, Tim Hayes. Good to see you. Yeah,
That's
look,
it.
I may have to go. I may have to take Rhonda to it because one of her hall
Gerard Butler
passes.
as the dad.
Yeah, I was
That's
fixing
so
to say
cool.
that's one of her hall passes. She loves that man right there. My God,
It's
she loves
it's a
him.
really. I think he voices them in the animation. If I'm not
He
mistaken.
does.
Yeah.
He voices them in the animated. Yep. Let's see, especially the scene where she has to strip to go invisible. Yeah, man. Jessica Alba's a hottie. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, I love the Fantastic Four. I don't know what the problem is bringing them to the screen, making it so tough. Because even the Jessica Alba ones are not the greatest thing in the world. But
And I want to
they're the
say
best
this.
we've had, I think.
The best version, on-screen version, and the best comic book accurate. Well, I would say the best comic book accurate would
It's
be
the Roger Corman one. Yeah, I know that.
Corman.
It's just, I just think that Jessica Alba's really hot. So
Yeah, and I like Roger Corman in 2005 version. I like both of them.
Yeah.
And then the reason why the Roger Corman movie didn't make it is because he blew the budget on the end with the Human Torch.
Right.
He blew all the money. They were doing a good money, and he goes, "Oh crap! I blew all the budget, so they had to."
Got it. Das Wolfen says, I am eating supper, otherwise I would jump back on. I agree about how Gunn's Superman is making me want to see it less and less with everything they say about it. I can understand that. It's the other direction with it. The more I see, the more I want to see it. So
I have faith. I have faith in Gunn.
I do too. He's got to prove me wrong because I've liked everything he's done.
I've liked the Suicide Squad. I like the Peacemaker. I love the vibe of them. They're kind of like the boys, right? Where it's raunchy and doesn't hold back. I think the Superman will be on that level too.
Yeah,
Not as white, but still.
I think me and Culture are gonna go see it. I'm not sure. I think we may go see Fantastic Four and Superman. I don't.
You know, I'm driving to Dallas, so.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
I'll go see. I'll go see it though.
Yeah,
I'm going to see Fantastic Four.
Culture drags me. I was like, oh, okay, I'll go watch it.
Last one we got, last movie of the month, really.
I
Karate
do
Kid
wanna see this,
Legends, Rotten Tomatoes revealed. How does it compare to past movies in Cobra Kai? Well, if you look at the numbers now, we don't have audience score yet because it hasn't come out. But as far as the rating by the critics, look, this is what I thought was interesting. It's rated, 51%, which is middle of the road. But other than the first one, they've all been below 50%, except for Cobra Kai. This show must really be good.
Dude, the show is so good.
Yeah.
I love that show.
And they ended it right too. That was the best thing.
They did end it right.
Ended it completely right.
Spoiler out. Yeah, don't forget the spoiler.
No spoilers, but apparently it's good because my gosh, the lowest score they got was a 90 for season 3 with the critics.
That was just like the weird season too.
And the first 2 seasons were actually on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right. YouTube television had it, right?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. YouTube TV didn't even exist yet. Like, if it did, it was like, this was like
YouTube Plus or whatever
I don't even. Yeah, you can watch it. Like, you could just watch it on YouTube. Like, it wasn't behind any kind of like paywall or anything like that. Literally, it was just available.
And then later on, they put it into a paywall, and they're like, "Oh yeah."
And then Netflix got it. So
and then Netflix is like, "Well, if you don't want it, we'll pick it up." They grabbed it and ran with it and made it a huge success. So.
Let's see. He needs to cut back on his humor.
YouTube Red was called YouTube Red, and they were going to have PewDiePie, Mr.
YouTube
Beast,
Red. Yep.
all of these other people.
Let's see. Vince is laughing at the 7% for Hillary Swank. Hey, man, she was a kid. Come on, give her a break.
Actually,
I don't even acknowledge that one.
She's
you don't?
Chilled out.
I'm a Hillary Swank fan, so I do acknowledge that one. You can't really compare the movies to the TV show. I've been hearing that. Hey, you need to worry about Jed. He seems to cream his pants when talking about Cobra Kai and cross-dressing aliens.
So,
Josh Wolfen, lore accurate cross-dressing aliens. Get it right.
Right, lore accurate.
But we didn't have that at the time back in the day. There wasn't any of this YouTube. This everything's got to be
back when we were young
shit.
and innocent.
Right, Martin. I'm with you. Julie is one of my favorite.
Yeah. I can compare the movies to Cobra Kai because the TV show is as good as the movies.
Yep.
It basically picks off where the
same
last
characters
left off.
They bring back a lot of the actors and actresses,
and it's good. Like, that's how you should do a reboot or in a continuation. It was a reboot and a continuation at the same time. Cobra Kai, and he knocked it out of the park.
Not gonna admit that I have the Karate Kid movie on my HDD.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. Okay, well, boys and girls, you know what? It's time to check in on the girlfriend of the show. You know who I'm talking about.
Dumping her, though, I'm gonna tell y'all.
Dumping her? What are you talking about? You don't dump her.
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue?
Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it.
Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that...
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney,
see you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
That's right. I'm not talking about dumping her. I'm talking about expanding it to pick of the week kind of thing.
Okay. I like
I'm
that.
not talking about dumping her. No, we don't dump Sydney, man.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like make her less important.
Joe. What the fuck, Joe?
That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know.
I don't want to lose viewers.
We're downsizing Sydney Sweeney.
Do you know this is one of the most watched parts
I'm telling you
every week in the show?
I was hard pressed to find any news about her this week. Oh my God! Check out Martin.
Yeah,
See, I wish I could do that one. I can't do that.
It's
I don't know
easy,
how to
just
get the bottom of the
copy.
buns done. I
You
don't
just-
know how to
it's-
do
you
that
just
one.
do this, Joe, and then you do
What?
this.
Copy and paste. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Anyway, Sydney Sweeney says Euphoria season 3 is even more unhinged. I have such a spot in my heart for Cassie, and I told her I hold her really close and dear. Sweeney said about her character. They've got the interview up on Entertainment Tonight. She's talking about it, and she in her final statement, she says, "I could be. Let's see. It could be a sad version of love as well. It's so much fun to play a character that is as crazy as she. Sam Levinson is such a brilliant filmmaker to work with because I'll read something, then I'll call him, and I'm like, let's go crazier, and he's like, I'm all in, and this season is unhinged. So there you go. I haven't really watched this. Did either one of you guys watch this show? Or are you just watching clips of it for the
no comment?
Yeah.
But I do tend to watch it at some point. I'm
yeah.
so knee deep in so many different shows right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Eclay says never watched Euphoria. Is it good? I don't really know. You know
what's making me hesitant about it? Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to cut you out, but you know what's making me hesitant about it? Zendaya. I don't want to see.
I was fixing to say the other actress. That's what it is. I know. Low spec. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Is Euphoria a spinoff or adaptation of the movie of the same name? Never saw either. I don't know, man. I really don't know. All I know is it's about drug using teenagers. I watched one episode of it. So that's about all I got out of it. It's drug using teenagers, man. I really don't know what it's about. But that was the only news that came out with her this week was that interview with Entertainment Weekly. And checking her Instagram, she did an Empire photo shoot. So we've got those on her Instagram. She's got the classic 50s mall look, from the noir movies and stuff. Pretty cool look for her. Of course, she could do anything, man. She really can. And this obviously was a 2-page spread. So there you go. You got the Empire pictures. And then you've got this right here. Says, just wandering around. And she's just, I guess this is at her house in Florida. She's got that $13 million place in Florida. So there you go. That's all we got on the Sydney front this week. That's why I was thinking of expanding it, boys and girls. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Don't worry. I'm not dumping Sydney in any way, shape, or form. If you're going to report on it, then do the research, Joe. Yeah, kiss my butt. I haven't seen the show. I have never seen it. I've seen one episode. Not my kind of show, regardless of the 2 seasons reasons I watched the 2 reasons I watched it. Oh, God.
The 2 reasons.
All right. Well, that's it for the Sweeney Spot. So let's get into this subject that we decided to talk about tonight. Because we have finished watching it. It is in the books. If you don't want to know spoilers about Last of Us season 2, then let me go ahead and get
That's on you. The game's been out forever.
Yeah, it hasn't been out forever. They just had the last episode Sunday. You
No. The game.
Oh, the game. Well, I mean, they might think it's different or something, But let's see. Spoilers for Last of Us 2. If you don't want to know spoilers about it, tune out now. And when the banner goes off, then of Us 2. I think it's a T at the beginning of that. I'm just using the abbreviation. Anyway, we'll run this. And when it goes off, you will be clear to navigate back to the show. It is a wrap on Last of Us Season 2. Last of Us Season 1 was great. It was 10 episodes, covered the entire first game. This season covered the first half of the game, the only half of the game that I've played of the second game. And it ended just the way I thought it would. We're going to see everything again from Abby's perspective next season. Yay. But Knock made a pretty interesting point where we were talking about this earlier. Go ahead and tell them what you said about the actress that's playing Abby. Knock.
Yeah, so there at the end, there's this little scene, like literally in the last part of the episode, where someone wakes her up on the couch and she's like, "What?" And her whole mannerism of getting woken up and like, "I'll be right there," and that kind of thing, like everything about it screamed, "This is Ellie." Like even her voice sounded a lot like Ashley Johnson in that scene, and I'm like, I don't get it.
What?
I
There's
don't get it.
spoilers for this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
in
on the
case
screen.
somebody,
Yeah, there you go. But that's not even really a spoiler. She woke up. She woke up in the season finale. I can't believe it. What a spoiler! But that scene, if you've seen it, if you listen to her, like to me, I was like, this is Ellie. This is how Ellie, like, she should have been Ellie from the start. I don't get it. I wanted, you know, who I wanted to see now, Joe. I don't think you watched. Oh, Jed, I might need some help on this one.
Okay, tell me what are you talking
It's a
about?
Star Wars show. I can't remember.
Mandalorian?
I don't think maybe it was. So the reformed Imperials on Coruscant.
Yeah.
And one of them was that big ass lady with the short hair. That's who I wanted to play Abby.
That she should have been. Yeah, I agree.
And I showed her a picture when we like a year or two ago or whatever it was when we first started talking about Last of Us. Abby, who could play Abby. I showed her picture on it, but she's like,
I love the Vince. She just woke up as Bobby came out of the shower.
But it's just, you know, she's not Abby to me. She's just this scrawny girl, which to me that's who Abby is, right? Abby's a badass. Her mannerism, her acting, it's all Abby to me. Like everything about it, and unfortunately.
Now, what was the name of the show, Jed? Do you know the show he's talking about, so we can see what this girl looks like?
It may have been Mandalore, or Mandalorian. I can never remember the show because it wasn't well received.
I think his phone just rang. So, let's see. Let's hit the IMDb page and
because it wasn't
a Mandalorian. Do you know the character?
No, that's the thing. It was a new role.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it took place after. It took place after the war.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well.
No, it's not.
We may not be able to find this
That's
chick.
not her.
Let's see.
I don't know what Vince is going on about. I'll take a look.
Gwendolyn Christie.
No, she wasn't one of Mando's. No, she was an ex-Imperial. The one I'm thinking about was an ex-Imperial. She murdered the guy with the pulse to the head, the electric shock.
Gwendolyn Christie, what Vince said.
It's not her. That's not who I'm talking about.
Oh, are you talking about?
That's a big lady. I can't remember what show it was.
I can't remember her name. I know who you were talking about too.
It's one of the shows that takes place after the war. So it was during, because they were being no, that's not Andor. That can't be Andor because it was Imperial Reformist. They were pretending to be reformed, so it had to be done after the war.
And I agree, Abby should have been played by somebody because Abby is too small. Abby's a
Hang on. Check out what Martin's talking about. Abby should have been the chick that was a remnant spy in Mando and a diving specialist in Mission Impossible. I can bring her up. I know who he's talking about there.
Yeah, look it up.
I know exactly who he's talking about there. And when we covered this before the show even came out, this girl was on the list.
I literally just told you that, Jeff. Like that's who I'm referring to. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's who you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, I can bring that up.
I couldn't remember who it was.
And yeah, I think you guys will agree. This chick should have.
Elia Kane. I think that's it. I think that's her character's name, but who's the actress?
The actress is. I may have to go.
Because Amnesty Officer G68. Yeah. Elia Kane. Who's the actress though? God bless it. Man.
Hang on. I'm looking it up, man. Hang on. Full cast and crew.
So it's definitely Mandalorian because I knew it was one of them that was after because Mandalorian.
And I thought it was like one of the chicks when they make the new symbol and all the other stuff. I thought it was that too.
Season 3, episode 7, The Spies.
Yeah.
Katie O'Brien is this girl's name.
Okay, that's who I wanted to play.
Yeah,
Abby, excuse me. Look at that.
That looks like Abby. Look at her shoulders, man.
She's Abby's shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, Katie O'Brien. That's who. She's really cool. She's a good actress too. I really like her.
She is a good actress.
They're all hitting it now. Yeah.
That's yeah. Sorry, guys. I led us on a journey there. I just couldn't. I couldn't
there you
remember
go.
what exact.
We're gonna get there eventually, guys.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, that's who I wanted to play. Abby.
Eventually, so.
And then Cara Danvers as Ellie. That would have been perfect.
And I just don't understand some of the choices and stuff they did in the show. So.
Well, the major choice, and like I said, me and Knock were talking about this earlier before we got to it, before we came on. Look, they met. Bella Ramsey was fine for the first season when she was a teenager.
Yeah.
You're jumping forward to her adulthood. You needed to recast the part.
Yeah, and she got that big old 5 head right there too, bro.
I'm not gonna do the bully thing. I don't care about that. But she doesn't have good facial expressions.
No,
she doesn't.
No, it's just that they should have recast it.
Like that look right there in the picture right there. That to me is, again, it screams Ellie. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's more facial expressions that I've seen at all out of Ellie or Bella. So I don't know. Plus, for me, the key thing was it felt like it was like a vacation.
Yeah, I agree
with
Knock on that too.
It's like, oh, we're not going on a trip of vengeance.
Yeah.
She started doubting herself way too early, and she's like, oh man, I'm sympathetic now. All of a sudden, after
like, where did that come from?
Beat the brains out of my dad. Yeah. I feel sympathetic now that she learned about the other side way too quickly. That's the one thing I feel like they've given up so quickly was the reason why all this came about. And that's why I didn't like it. Now I understand why they did it in this TV show because of the backlash that Laura Bailey got in the game. They didn't want that to happen to Cara Danvers. So I can understand it. I didn't care for it. I liked the idea of not knowing who, because I remember playing the game and thinking, who the hell is this chick?
Right.
And then
they purposely, because of that backlash, you're right. They did give us the backstory before she even killed her.
Right away. We knew right away why they were there.
The first season,
but in the game, you had zero idea for the first hour what the hell. And then oh my god, it's so crazy how much the atmosphere changed when Tommy in the game gave away their names.
Yeah,
and the atmosphere in the game just all of a sudden they turned hostile.
Yeah.
Because they were here for Joel.
So here's my thing.
I didn't feel that as much in the TV show. It was still kind of there, but I didn't feel it as much.
I'm gonna say this, and I've said this on some of the other shows. I said this over at Loki and Snowdome.
Get to it.
The first game should have been 2 seasons. Then they should have went over to the second.
I'm fine with the one season with 10 episodes. It was not a long game.
It wasn't a long game.
They should have dragged it out a little bit more because they're now going into.
They actually dragged it out more than they could have because they had the whole Bill episode. So
it should have been 2 seasons first game, then the next one because they said they're going to do 4 seasons now, and so they would have had 2 seasons for each game. So.
Well, you know what? I'm suffering through this one and next season to get past this.
Yeah, and
I want to see what they do next.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see because this. Look, me and Knock have had this discussion a million times. He enjoys the first game. So does my daughter. The second game. I've never finished it because I hated that.
I hated it.
I was glad Joel died.
Of course.
But I heard
you weren't glad, but you understood it. I know.
All I wanted to have more Joel was them to do, and I was hoping for like a DLC was the flashbacks of him and Tommy in their Firefly days.
Yeah,
that's
Firefly,
what I want to see
that
more.
Been awesome.
Yep.
And I'm hoping they do that in season 3 where they do more flashbacks. But I don't know how many flashbacks we're gonna get of Joel because it's gonna be more Abby's story in season 3.
They said season 3 is gonna go beyond the second game, so it's like open reign, like he can do whatever he wants now. So
Yeah, considering we're not going to get a third game, yeah, they get to kind of do whatever after that.
Yeah, he said they weren't going to make a sequel.
Yeah, he
to the
said they
first
weren't
one,
going to
too.
make a second one either.
Yeah, Neil Druckmann's a lying sack of shit. Don't believe he's not making a third game. Don't believe that at all.
Naughty Dog, seriously.
I mean, if they wanted to make money, but who wants to do that?
Right? Yeah, who wants to make money, right? Joel did nothing wrong. I love it, Mark.
Yeah,
Let's spend 2 years to make 7 episodes. Let's do that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Knock. I'm not sure they know about that. Let me read this real quick. Read by Nature says, I only played the first game. First time I ever felt something didn't need a sequel. There you go. Yeah. When I heard about the second game's leaks, I had already decided I was never touching it. Yeah. A lot of people were that way. Let's see.
Completely on the opposite side.
And neither did the Green Goblin, right, Martin? Yeah, I hear you. Hey, you know who else didn't do anything wrong? U.S. Agent. He did nothing wrong. Let's see. There was a multiplayer, The Last of Us, but they canned it. I think the studio was in trouble. Yeah, that first game had an online component, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and they ripped it out.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. Completely fine with that. You know what happens when you turn games online? You turn them into live service games, and then they turn into microtransactions.
And it turns into a huger piece of shit like Fallout 76.
Well, I got news for you, fellas. One of my favorite games I play online and never finish the story mode. And,
I know.
And I don't buy anything for it. No microtransactions. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a lot more fun online than it is doing the storyline.
Yeah.
That's my feeling about it, though.
Well,
that storyline is so good.
It is good, but I had so much fun playing online, I didn't go back to the story.
Wait, so you never finished the story?
Never did. No.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Okay. Somewhere along the line, we need to do a Red Dead Redemption playthrough.
Yeah.
No. Nope. Don't do it. Okay. Nope. That would take years to do with Joe's schedule. You can't do those kind of games, Jed. You can't do 100-hour games with a 2-hour block once a week. You can't.
Naughty Dog was done for me when they pushed out Amy Herring. I'm not sure who that is. I really
and look how long it's been taking. Like we're literally going to get the next season of Fallout before we finish Vegas.
Absolutely. When is it? 2027 is when the second season of this is coming out?
The third, the third season.
It's coming
2027.
I heard,
It's 2027. It's already been announced.
It's already been announced, Jed.
I heard it was going to come out December of this year.
No. Season 3. Okay, we're talking about Last of Us Season 3.
I was talking about Fallout. So.
No. Fallout's yes. Fallout.
That's what he was saying. Fallout's going to get here before this one does.
Well, I'm saying, yeah. I was talking about with John's been playing this playthrough for so long that he's not going to finish Fallout by the time New Vegas comes out.
Right.
Wait, and we are going to get a New Vegas remaster too.
Uh-huh.
We're going to get a Fallout 3 and a New Vegas remaster. That's already been confirmed.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Read by Nature says Amy was behind the Uncharted games. Okay. Yeah, that's you know what? That one is up there with Tomb Raider to me. Too much puzzle solving. I'm not a fan, but that's just
I didn't like the recycled. You get into a cutscene, you get into climbing, you get into a fight scene, you get into cutscene, you get into a fighting, and the thing that sucked. And Last of Us is not above this either. I'm not a fan, and I don't know how to avoid it. But Uncharted and Last of Us were the worst at this, where you can literally see when you're walking into a shootout.
Yeah,
by how they have like the boxes in it. All the boxes are situated in a certain way, and like you just okay. Well, I know what's going to happen here, so it was unfortunate.
I just want to say, John, think about this, if they already confirmed Fallout 3. You know they're going to do Fallout New Vegas because it was already in the leaks about a year or two ago.
They can't confirm that because that was a different developer.
That's like they said Oblivion wasn't going to be made, and we already have it. Like we knew 2 years before they came out.
You're still talking about a different developer. They can't do something that belongs to somebody else. They can do Fallout 3 because that belongs to them. New Vegas is a different developer.
They're going to do Vegas. Watch.
I'm not saying they won't. I'm just saying there's probably more stuff to work out.
When they had all that court listing and stuff, they had Oblivion, New Vegas, Fallout 3, and all this other stuff on there that apparently didn't wasn't supposed to be
New Vegas
real,
is
but
Obsidian. That's a different. It's a different company. So
let's see. You have played Uncharted like Das Wolfen, boldly never taking cover. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
Dude Raider.
play
Exactly.
Dude
Read
Raider.
by nature.
Yeah, it
Dude
was,
Raider.
yeah.
That's
You gotta
what
play on story
Uncharted is.
mode.
Yeah. Dude Raider. I love it. New Vegas is difficult because it's Obsidian.
Yeah, it's a different company.
There you go. Okay, so before we're done here, I do want to say about Last of Us season 2. I thought that the two best episodes were the second one with the defense of Jackson Hole. Thought that was badass, and I did like the flashback episode, the last one with Joel in it. I thought that one was really cool because it had my favorite part about the second game, the part where they find the space capsule and all that good
John
stuff.
said is true.
Pretty cool. Let's see. It would be easier than it is. Oh my God! It would be easier easier than you think.
You drinking, John? You drinking right now?
Yeah, John over there. Was he typing? One of the kids got up in his lap.
They're all owned. My Microsoft. Wow. Edit yourself,
John,
my friend. God, I can't even read it.
What were you doing, John?
Uncharted's multiplayer was a lot of fun too. Really? Okay. I never got into that.
Yeah, like I said, Microsoft owns all that now. So.
Okay. Well,
that's the reason why I said it's coming.
We were thinking about getting into the knock list, but we're not going to have time tonight. That's going to have to do it for tonight. Let me turn off the spoiler banner. We're done with that. When it comes to Last of Us, now that we're done with the spoilers part of it, the best parts of that show are with Joel and Ellie, and without Joel, it's just not the same, man.
I mean, you took off the spoilers thing. I do have one more thing to say.
Oh, well, hang on. Let me put that spoiler thing back up. Go, Knock.
Sorry, buddy. The spores.
Okay.
The spores that they purposely took out of season 1 because they said they couldn't do it. They were in season 2.
They were in season 2, and I loved how they put them in.
Yeah,
that was fucking cool.
But they literally said
that was cool.
Why they didn't do it in season 1, and then they're like, "Oh, we can't tell Nora's ending without it." Yeah, because it exists. Like,
yeah.
So that was my one thing that I took.
I agree with.
I loved how they portrayed that. I thought that was cool as fuck. Didn't you? To having them pinned alive and spewing the spores.
Well, that's also how Ellie came out to Dina as it was. They were in spores,
right?
And her mask broke. Like that was the whole thing. Like so, it just. Yeah, why not have it then too? Why take away that element of her finding?
You want me
out?
to tell you why? We already know why, but I'll tell you why.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because Pedro Pascal was already playing the Mandalorian, where you couldn't see his face. He didn't have to wear a mask.
I get it. I get it. No, I get it. I'm talking about the scene where Dina finds out that Ellie is
right. Yeah,
that's in season 2. Joel's already dead, so there's no excuse there.
I got you. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was just telling you why they didn't put it in season 1.
Vincent, in the show, it's by contact, either getting scratched or bitten.
Right.
It's basically zombies. Like they zombie fight it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it.
I don't want a Mass Effect show either, Martin, because I don't want that either.
Are they developing one?
Mass Effect is interesting because Mass Effect is like Star Wars, where if you stick to the lore, which
they're
obviously
not
that's
going
questionable,
to.
Because of how big Mass Effect is, you can have stories elsewhere that has nothing to do with the stories of Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be done. It's just how do they do it and how do they stick to the lore? And when does it take place? Does it take place thousands of years before that? Is it the start? Is it when we discover the whatchamacallums? Like, I feel like there's somewhere to go. It just depends on what they do.
Yeah. Well, that brings it to the end for tonight, guys. Let's see. What is everybody talking about here? Says the infected started from spores in the world's flower supply. Yeah. Remember that. I think there was talk of Elder Scrolls show. I liked Fallout, so I wouldn't mind that. Just depends on who's developing it, man. As long as it's not fucking Prime, I'll be all right with it because they seem to have a problem with fantasy. They have fucked up the Wheel of Time, and they have fucked up Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you didn't have that cancellation article.
What's that?
They got canceled.
Which one?
Canceled.
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time? Oh, okay.
Yes, it was.
I didn't see that. No,
because nobody wanted to watch it.
Yeah,
I tried. I even bought the first 3 books, and I was like, I just can't get into this right now.
Yeah,
I may read the book sometime when I'm like retired or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Didn't Cavill hinted at a Mass Effect project a while ago? As far as I know, he's all off into Warhammer.
I'm sure
he's on Warhammer.
Yeah.
And
it might be on a wish list somewhere.
Yeah.
N7 was visible.
I tell you what, though, watching that last part of the Last of Us,
Okay.
that made me want to literally like stream it and play it to get that taste out of my mouth.
Couldn't you see, like, here, I'm going to put this up there. What if Cavill was Shepard? That would be kind of
That'd
awesome.
be a trip. Read by Nature says Prime did Fallout and Clarkson's Farm. Yeah, I know Prime did Fallout. I've got look. They do good stuff. Fallout was great. Reacher's great. The Terminal List is great. They do good stuff, but they don't need to be touching fantasy shit anymore. They fuck it up every fucking time. So
Because
no,
they get these
I would not
woke-ass-
trust them with an Elder Scrolls show.
No, I wouldn't either. No. And the only reason why Fallout didn't get fucked up because Todd was in there heavily, and other people that worked on the games were in there telling them how.
I just think Fallout was the perfect storm because you didn't have to take exactly from a video game.
Yeah.
Because of how you could just go out of any vault and be okay.
Right. Martin says he was on the Witcher set with an Mass Effect script. Wow.
Like what, 5 years ago?
If they did, about then, yeah, I think they would have been filming it 5 years ago. Yeah. If they do a Mass Effect show, they are going BEM ship because of girl power. Oh, please, no, don't speak it into existence, John. Please don't do it. Amazon is hit or miss.
I feel like that's going to be more Revan than anything if they do the.
Oh, don't disrespect my boy like that. No.
Since prevent
Okay, you're so easy, Jed. I saw that coming from a mile away. He did that just to grip your trigger. Damn.
Revan was
Sid's his femship. Oh my God.
Revan was a man, and he bought Bastila and had a kid with Bastila.
No longer canon.
Amazon also
No
screwed
canon.
up Halo and
That wasn't
had
Amazon.
one
That
rule
was,
for Master Chief: keep the helmet
Showtime?
on. No doubt.
Was that Showtime? That wasn't Amazon. That was like HBO. Or
no, it was
Showtime.
Paramount. Paramount did that. It wasn't Prime,
Paramount.
buddy.
You're right. Yeah, it was not.
That's
Amazon.
not Prime.
Yeah,
that's
they
Paramount.
fucked that one up. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, Prime shouldn't be doing fantasy. Paramount shouldn't do science fiction. Okay.
Yeah, video game adaptations, I guess.
Now, after when Paramount gets taken over, I've heard some things that are good, like that are in that.
I just want more Stargate, man. Where's my fucking Stargate?
Dude, this is what I'm telling you. There is some shit I've heard about Stargate, but I can't say it right now.
There's been nothing.
Really good.
There's
really
nothing real about Star Wars for the last 20 years.
There's no Halo show. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't exist. I'm with you on that.
I never watched
Master Cheeks. Yes.
That's like Highlander 2 doesn't exist.
All right, boys and girls, look, we got to hit the road. Jed, tell them all about what's going on with the Archivist, man.
Oh, I'm gonna be picking the comet Panic in the Sky back up pretty soon. I'm just trying to get a bunch of things going, and I'm gonna be doing some other cool.
Another one that he's working on is his regular website, Jed Reverend Wolf.
Yeah, I'm working on both. Oh, on the 6th of this next month, I'm gonna have the Games Fest, Game Summer Fest. I'm gonna be streaming it live on there, and when Microsoft does their Xbox thing they do every year, I'm gonna be streaming it over there too. So Joe will probably be over there because he's been over there.
Yeah, as long as if I'm not working, I'll be there for you, man.
And
yeah,
if you
absolutely.
guys want anybody to the show to come hang out, just ask.
There you go. That's all right. All right, man. Thanks for being here, dude. His links are in the chat. Let me let you know what's going on with the channel real quick before we get out of here. You guys know you're watching State of the Atmosphere. We do it every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We talk about all the stuff I dig, man. Movies, TV shows, video games, all that stuff. Love it. You guys come check it out every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And for sure, next week we'll be covering all the June releases. So come check it out, 5:30 p.m. Central Time this Wednesday. Next time you'll see me is Friday as I work on my comic book for an hour on Sketching the Privateer, the stories of America's Pirate Patriot, and we will be getting back on the comic book. So come check it out, 1 p.m. on Friday, 8 p.m. Friday. John's going to try again to finish Fallout Tale of Two Wastelands. So I thought this thumbnail was funny because it looks just like the last one. But anyway, you guys come check it out over on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. Knock and Jed will be over there giving him as much grief as possible as Martin tries to corral all these guys. And
on
keep
the
them in
nights that
line.
I can physically make it over because Friday's become busy for me now.
Well,
too.
that's fine.
So,
If you can make it, fine. If not, that's fine too. But everybody, if you got time, go check out
go watch it because it's awesome.
Gaming Night with John at 8
Come
p.m.
watch the
Central
break.
Time on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. Then my brother will be back from Jamaica. Matter of fact, he landed this afternoon back in Dallas. He's put down the ganja and he's cut off the dreadlocks, and now he's back in the States, and we'll be doing the Brothers Hack the Matrix this Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Come check it out as we let you know everything about the clown show that is 2025 through today's headlines at 6 p.m. every Sunday night. And then Monday morning, we'll be doing a military show. Martin produces as me and Gary work on our comic books on a drink and draw, and we talk about military movies at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday, It's Only Talking Roll comes your way, and I'm pretty sure that Brian is doing a Baldur's Gate stream this week. If you missed his Rush show, go check that out. I heard that was pretty good. They did the first hour over on YouTube, and they did the second hour on the bouncing platform, the big green play button, because they wanted to play music. So you guys go check it out. But this Monday at 4 p.m. Central Time, he's going to be playing Baldur's Gate, and I'll be there to troll him while he's doing that.
Yeah, and I'll probably be over there too.
Speaking of video games, we will be back to Papa Joe Gamer Before Dark on Monday, and it will be part 9 of Mass Effect, or as Ass Effect, as we like to call it.
Or and then, like it says at the bottom, time to
we gotta wake Jed up. So get up and be there for
I have, like,
6:30 p.m. Central Time this Monday. And then of course on Wednesday, it's Drink and Draw. And if you missed their Colossus show today, go check that out on Pop Culture Mindfield's channel. That's Wednesdays at 3, right before my show at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. So for myself, the Jedster, and the Knockster, I want to thank you guys for being here. Let's check in with the chat one more time. Everybody's saying good night to us. And Vince says, as usual, cheerio, guys and gals. Stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourselves a great night. And let's see. No, Brian is doing Over the Top. Really? We're doing a Canon Film Club. Okay. Good deal. I wasn't on the show yesterday for Rush. I'm not as big a Rush fan as the rest of that crew.
Over the Top is awesome.
But yeah, it's a fun movie. You got to check your brain at the door. Martin Acosta Santana says, gotta go. My planet needs me. And you know what I'm going to say, boys and girls? You guys take it easy. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. And don't forget, whether you like them small, medium, or large, Titty Tuesday continues into Wednesday every week on Joe's Atmosfere's channel. We'll see you guys next time.